Sunshine. That's all right. That's what we're here for, right? To quiet the mind, quiet the outer noise, and bring it in. So finding a comfortable seated position to start. And our focus today is going to be on your unique qualities, right? This is our body love yoga class. This is the time that we get to celebrate the skin we're in, all the things this body does for us every day. And so I want you just to start at the very beginning here to think of some of the things that are unique to you. What are your unique qualities and characteristics that this body holds for you? And from there, bringing head over heart, heart over center, keeping that nice open line of energy through the torso and allowing the lungs more space to expand here. Hands can come to rest comfortably on the thighs. And taking a big breath in through the nose to sit up tall through the crown. And an exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Soften or close the eyes. Each breath here being a little bit longer and slower than the one before. Beginning to elongate that exhale until it's twice as long as the inhale. Each exhale, an opportunity to see if you can soften the body just 2% more. What's one thing that you're holding on to that you can soften a little bit? What if we flip that narrative to even it being a thought rather than a physical sensation in the body? What would it be like to soften your thoughts so that you're in a more receptive place for this next hour? And from this place that's a little bit quieter, a little bit softer, coming back to that idea of your unique characteristics. What is it that are your gifts and nobody else's? Your special magic, your special sauce, however you want to think about it. And maybe it's something physical. Maybe it's an act that you do. Maybe it's a way that you see the world, acknowledging that whatever that unique gift is, it lives inside this body. Without this perfect body being just the way it is, these unique things no longer exist. And what a gift that we have this physical form as a way to express these unique gifts out in the world every single day. The next breath in, take a big breath into the belly, ribs, and upper chest, taking a 3-part Dirga breath, letting that breath invigorate those unique gifts, and use your exhale as a way to release those gifts out into the world. Breathing in to nourish the self so that on the exhale, you can nourish and give back to the world. Starting that breath at the bottom of the belly and then filling the whole torso, expanding out in all 4 directions. And exhaling to squeeze every last drop of that breath back out, belly button tucking up and in on the exhale. Continuing with this 3-part Dirga breath, an option to layer on the Ujjayi breath, that slight restriction in the back of the throat that creates a hissing sound, allowing you to delve even deeper into this inward experience, this grounding in practice. Taking 3 more controlled breaths here. And after that third exhale, releasing all controlled breathing, bringing a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, with the eyes still softened or closed, taking a moment to just reflect on the shifts that have happened with a mere 2 minutes of slowing down and intentional breathing. Knowing that these tools and gifts are available to you at any point in time. You don't need me to lead your yoga practice. When you're ready, allowing the eyes to flutter open, returning back to the space, and using an inhale to bring the arms out wide, side to side, till the palms touch overhead. Exhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms away from the body, and begin rocking back and forth. You're stretching side to side, each time getting a little bit lower, a little bit closer to the ground. Mm. Once you make it all the way down to the knees, beginning the journey back up, rocking side to side, feeling that stretch in the shoulders as you're lower, and more in the sides as you rise up higher. Mm. And keeping that strong connection to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. A few times side to side here, nice and tall now. Breathing into the side body as you stretch, creating space for those unique qualities to come in consciously, filling your awareness and your being. The next time you come back through to center, release those palms, coming back down side to side. If you're using any prop, you can scooch that out of the way and then bring one foot in front of you and wrap the other leg around the body and then bring that foot closer in here. So sitting up nice and tall here, right? It's the knee is going to come a little bit to the side to allow the sits bones to both be connected to the earth so that you still have that same open line of energy through the torso. On an inhale, swim one hand back and behind, and then wrap the other arm around the knee, pressing that hand behind you into the earth. So opposite arm is wrapped around the leg here. And turning to look over the back shoulder to come into a twist. Not too hard here because it's our first twist of the day. So we're not trying to push it. We're trying to feel the experience in the body. Taking deep breaths in through the nose, feeling cool air enter the body. Exhaling back out the nose, feeling warm air leave the body. Inhale to unravel, unwind, returning to center and switching the legs here. So now the opposite leg is tucked in close to the body. The other foot is connected to the earth. And that knee is coming to the side a little bit to allow both sits bones to firmly connect. And then the opposite arm wraps around the knee. And the other hand floats back in behind the sits bones, pressing into the earth. Breathing deep here. Remembering in your core that you have every tool you need to be successful in this space. There is no right or wrong. There just is this experience. And as long as you're honoring your body, you are doing all that is expected or needed of you in this space. On the next inhale, coming back through to center and rolling onto hands and knees here. Knees stacked under hips, hands stacked under shoulders, and tucking that belly button up and in here. From here, nice flat back, looking at the earth in front of you. And then inhale, drop the belly, shoulders slide together, heart opens, gaze lifts. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the belly button up and in, chin to chest, crown of the head drops towards the earth. And moving through this flow, inhale to open, drop the belly. Exhale to round, coming back to the heart. Each breath cycle is an opportunity to fully embody yourself in the pose. Three more breath cycles following your own divine timing, letting these movements be a celebration of your unique characteristics and qualities that are embodied in this form. One more breath cycle. Hmm. And then on that next inhale, coming to a nice flat back, gaze is back on the earth in front of you. Inhale to extend the left leg straight out, back and behind. Option to stay here as you are, or inhale, extend that right arm out and in front. And then once again, another option, taking a big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, pull everything to the center, spine rounds. Inhale to extend out. Exhale to come back to center. Moving through these movements at a pace that is set by the breath. No rushing, no hurried movements necessary here. Just embodying each present moment. Inhale, the next time you extend out, pause, bring that right hand back to the earth. And then on an exhale, bend that knee. Bring the left knee by the left hand, left foot by right thigh, and then slide that back leg back. The farther the right leg goes back, the deeper this stretch will be. And then the left hip comes back as the right hip comes forward. So squaring the hips, coming up onto the fingertips and rising tall here. Gaze straight ahead. That left foot is nice and active as if it's pressed against the wall here. Keeping the body in alignment and integrity here. Lifted high into proud pigeon. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose here. And then exhale, allow yourself to soften towards the earth. Ideally, the forehead would connect to something. So that could be using the block here, or perhaps stacking arm on arm and bringing the forehead to connect with the forearm, or fist on fist, or perhaps all the way down to the ground. Find something that you can soften and surrender into, allowing the ground to support and hold you here. Pausing here for 3 breaths and taking this time to again connect to those unique qualities. Breathing in to nourish them, and an exhale to release them to live out in the world at large. Once again, connecting to the muscles in the abdomen, extending out tall through the crown of the head, and then on an inhale, beginning to make your way back up to that proud pigeon, and then dropping the hands down to the mat, unraveling that leg and coming back to tabletop. Walking the hands towards the front edge of the mat and making some hip circles here. Mm. Could be big or small. A movement that's going to make your heart sing. And then reverse, going in the opposite direction. Mm. Using an inhale to slide the hands back, returning to that tabletop pose. Inhale, extend the right leg straight out, back and behind. Option to stay here, or inhale, extend that left hand. Option to stay here, or exhale, bring it all to the center. Spine rounds. Inhale to extend out. Remembering everything is an option here. Nothing is mandatory. Nothing is expected of you. You're allowed to just be fully present with your needs and your body. Next time you inhale, keep that leg lifted, hand drops down, bend that knee, right foot by right hand, keeping that right foot nice and active, left leg slides back, and then consciously slide the left hip forward, right hip back, coming up onto those fingertips, extending tall through the crown, keeping the shoulders softened down the back body here. Feeling your abdomen active and engaged, all while breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Full body experience. Big breath in and exhale. Make your way down towards the ground, acknowledging that each side may have different needs here, and that is okay. We are here to explore the body and welcome any information that comes up in that time. Pausing for 3 breath cycles. Once again, nourishing your unique qualities on the inhale, and exhale to let them live out in the world. Allowing your gifts to be seen, and knowing that it is safe to be seen. Inhale to begin to slowly rise back up towards that king pigeon. Firmly planting the hands once again, sliding that right leg back, returning to tabletop. This time, melting the hips back and down to a child's pose or extended child's pose. And allowing yourself 4 breaths here. 4 breaths to check in, to establish what is working for you in your practice, to decide if there's anything you'd like to shift or change or let go of. Use an inhale to extend out through the crown, fire up the belly, and slowly hinge back up to a seated position and coming forward once again to hands and knees. Inhale, extend the left leg straight out and back. Exhale, bend that knee, step that foot all the way through between the hands. Option here to be knee down or tuck those back toes under, lift that back knee up off the earth. From here, you can grab blocks, placing them under the shoulders so you have a nice flat back here. The shoulders soften down the back body. And then from here, inhale, extend the arms straight out and back to come into Thunderbolt. And then using an inhale to lift high to the sky. Pausing here for the exhale. Inhale, hands come back and down to Thunderbolt. Pausing for the exhale. Inhale to lift the hands towards the sky. Remembering if you feel wobbly, that back knee can always come down. You are allowed to change how we move on the mat at any point in time if it's no longer in alignment. On the next inhale, the right hand comes to the earth or a block. And inhale, open up that left hand towards the sky. Pausing here, always an option to bend at the elbow, bring the hand to the waist, or you can come into a bind by wrapping that left arm around the back body and tucking the hand into the right inner thigh. Breathing deep here for one more breath cycle. In through the nose and out through the nose. And then slowly floating that hand back down to the ground. Hands connect firmly to the earth. Now step the left foot back to meet the right and pausing here in plank. 2 breaths here. Tucking that belly button up and in, pressing away with the hands from the body. Breathing deep here. And then an inhale, lifting the right foot up. Exhale, bend that knee, step that foot all the way between the hands. Actively choosing if you want to be knee down or knee up. Making sure that front knee is stacked over front ankle. Bringing those blocks under the hands if you need them to be in a safe alignment in the body. And then inhale, the arms come back for thunderbolt. Pausing for the exhale and inhale to lift those hands up towards the sky. Pausing with the exhale. Inhale to come into thunderbolt. Exhaling and holding. Inhaling to lift to the sky. One more time flowing through. Inhale to thunderbolt. Pausing here. Inhale to lift up to the sky. Pausing here. The next inhale, float those hands all the way down to the earth or the blocks here. And then step the back foot up to meet the front foot, coming into a forward fold. Pausing here to allow a change in perspective, to allow the backs of the legs to open up. And breathing deep. Inhale, slowly roll up to a standing position. Head is the last thing that rises high. And coming to stand in mountain. Now, option here, take a block and place it between the thighs. This just makes you more aware of different muscle groups in the body and really feel like you're squeezing that block in between the thighs here. Beautiful. Standing tall in mountain. Inhale, hands lift up towards the ceiling, gaze follows. Exhale to forward fold down to the ground. Inhale, hands to knees, halfway lift. Exhale to come back down to the earth. Inhale, bend the knees, lift and rise high to the sky. Option for a bit of a back bend. And exhale to bring it down to the heart, pausing for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale back down to the earth. Inhale, hands to heart center, hips back and down, coming into chair. Squeezing with the block with the thighs. Exhale to come back down to the earth. Inhale, bend the knees, lift and rise high. And exhale to bring it down to the earth. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale back down to the earth. Inhale, hands to heart, hips back and down. Exhale to twist. Elbow comes to the opposite knee, palms pressed together. Inhale back through to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, forward folding, coming back down to the feet. Inhale, bend the knees, lift and rise high to the sky. And exhale to slide the hands down to heart center. Pausing here for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. If you want to, you can grab some blocks. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. Inhale to a halfway lift of your choosing. Exhale back down to the earth. Inhale, hands to heart, hips come back and down. Exhale to the side. Inhale back through to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to return to center. Exhale to return to the earth. Inhale, bend the knees, arms wide, side to side till the palms touch overhead, nice and tall. Exhale, hands go one direction, hips go the other. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to come back through to center. And exhale, the hands come down to the heart. Bringing a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. Eyes soften or close. Give yourself a moment to check in here. Block can stay where it is, or you can drop it to the earth if you would prefer. When you're ready, allow the eyes to flutter open, returning back to the space. That block can come out from between the legs, but place it on the outer edge of your right foot. We're going to take all of that energy from mountain here and shift it into the right foot now. Okay. Weight evenly distributed between all four corners of the foot. And really pressing into it so that the hips are in alignment here. That same open line of energy in mountain, but just in one standing leg now. From here, inhale, lift that left leg up and over. Option to bring the toes to the block here or not. That would be one wrap up. A full wrap would be like tucked around, but you see my hips go to the side when I do that, so I'm not going to do that because then I wouldn't be in alignment. So from here, inhale, open up the arms wide, side to side. Exhale, opposite leg that's on top, the opposite arm goes on top here. At the elbows, bend at the elbows, hands come back to back. You could come into a full wrap here, palms touching, or give yourself a nice big hug. Same muscles you're stretching here. From here, big breath in as you exhale, melt the hips down, lift the arms, coming into eagle. Finding a focal point in front of you that's not going to move, even if you are. And breathing deep. Remembering that even if you come out of this pose, you can always come back in, can always make modifications as needed. Remembering there's no right or wrong, as long as you are honoring your divine body and keeping that strong connection to those unique qualities that live within you. Inhale, lift the arms, straighten the legs, unwrap. And now we're going to bring that leg, slide it up the thighs with standing figure four here. An adaptation to this would just be to cross the legs. So this would be the other option. From here, you would forward fold, or you can drape that leg across. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, the hips back and down. Breathing deep here, keeping that left foot nice and active. And really pressing into that foot that's connecting to the earth without straightening the leg. Breathing deep here. Not rounding the shoulders, extending tall through the crown while keeping the shoulders softened down the back body. All while breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. On our mat, we learn to multitask from a peaceful place. Inhale, press into that foot. Lift that knee in front of you, arms out side to side. And exhale to float it down. Whew. Shake those legs out a little. And guess what? We get to do it again on the other side. Who knew? All right, you can bring that block over to the other side now. We'll go a little bit shorter this time. And gathering up that mountain energy, right? That sense of stability that even when things are wobbly externally, we can feel that grounding from within. From here, shifting all that weight into the left foot, feeling that foot evenly distributed on the earth here, while lifting tall through the crown. Inhale to lift that right leg, bring it around. Option to use that block here, remembering that the block has different heights, right? And then opening up the arms wide, opposite leg that's on top with the arm on top, crossing at the elbows, bending those hands, either giving yourself a big hug, back to back with the hands or palm to palm, and then exhale, the hips come down as the arms lift up, finding that focal point, breathing deep here. Using the breath as your grounding rod here. Your inhale to lift tall through the crown. The exhale to connect strongly through the feet. Celebrating this journey, whatever it looks like. Because everything is as it should be. Inhale to press into that standing leg. Open up the arms wide. Crossing that leg, coming into that standing figure 4. Hands come up to the heart. Big breath in through the nose. And exhale, the hips come back and down. It would be more helpful to have the hands on the hips or even out side to side. Thinking of like those tightrope walkers with their giant poles, right? Use your arms like that. And breathing deep. Dropping into the body, into this physical experience without judgment. What would it be like to offer yourself kindness and compassion in this practice of body love? Inhale, press into that foot, open up the arms wide, knee in front, and ever so gracefully, we land. From here, standing tall once again in mountain. Feeling that energy. Inhale to bring the hands to heart center. Lift the hands up towards the sky. And exhale, bend at the elbows, bringing the hands to the back of the neck, back or top of the back, or bringing the palms all the way to the back of the heart. Whatever you're choosing, inhale, open up those shoulders. Breathing deep here. Feel grounded and steady in your mountain pose with a modification. And then inhale, lift those hands up towards the sky. And exhale to dive down towards the toes. Bending the knees here to firmly connect the hands to the earth. Take a big step back with the left leg, drop the knee down. Take a big step back with the right leg, drop the knee down. And then walk the hands back until you're on your knees. I'm not actually sure exactly what this is called. It's fine. All right, take your block here and bring it to the outside of your left leg. And I want you to imagine you're in mountain, but on your knees here. So a little bit of space between the knees. Imagine that they're right under the hips, like we do when we're standing in mountain. That belly button is tucked up and in towards the spine. The pelvis is tilted slightly forward, and there's that lift tall through the crown. Shoulders are softened down the back body. Inhale to bring the arms straight in front of you. Exhale, swim the hands back around, making fists with the palms, pressing the hands into the low back, making sure that the glutes are activated here. And then big breath in as you exhale, bring in a bit of a back bend. Now, option here to take that left hand and slide it down towards that block, giving you a supported camel or adapted camel here. Breathing deep. Opening up that heart space and letting your unique qualities shine forth. If that hand is on the block, inhale to bring it back to the low back. Pausing for the exhale. Inhale to slowly come back upright, head over heart, heart over center. And then inhale the hands back to the thighs. Pause here for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. You can take that block and bring it to the outside of the right leg. And once again, finding that lift, dropping back into that mountain experience. As you inhale, lift the hands up at shoulder height. Exhale, rotate the palms, swim the hands back and behind, making fists, pressing into the low back as you use an exhale to deepen that back bend. Glutes active here, an option to slide that right hand down the thigh and bringing it to the top of the block. Breathing deep here, remembering that you have every tool you need to be successful in this space. Inhale, big breath in. If you slide that hand back up, if you brought it to the block. Exhaling and holding here. Inhaling to come back through to center. Sliding those hands back to the front of the thigh. Sitting back on the heels. Knees together, feet together. Hands on the thighs as you sit up tall. What would it be like to be in a seated mountain here, calling up that same energy from within? Inhale to lift the arms straight in front of you at shoulder height. Exhale to rotate the palms, swim the hands back and around, and then interlace the fingers with the opposite thumb you would normally do on top. From here, pull the hands back and down, open up the heart space, big breath filling your lungs to its fullest capacity. And exhale, begin to forward fold from the hips, melting the torso over the thighs, bringing the forehead or top of the head to the earth or a block. Arms lifting up back and behind here. Breathing deep in Yoga Mudra, where the wisdom of the head is elevated above the wisdom of the heart. Feeling that strong connection through the forehead or the top of the head. Remembering that our yoga practice is all about connection. Pausing here for one more breath cycle. And then inhaling, activating the abdomen, extending out through the crown, and slowly lifting back up to that seated position. Once you're all the way back upright, releasing the hands and letting them float back to the thighs. Pausing here for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Moving any props out of the way here. Coming onto the sides of the hips and extending the legs straight out in front of you. Keeping the feet nice and active as if they're pressed against the wall, lifting tall through the crown and inhaling the arms straight out in front of you. Exhaling slowly, slowly, making your way down to the earth. Once you're all the way down, if you need to scooch it all, go ahead and do that. Bend the knees and bring the feet to be flat on the earth. Reach down and make sure you can touch your heels with your middle fingers here. Palms down at either side of the body, making sure that you can reach a block in case you decide you'd like it here. And then inhale, pressing into the feet, into the palms, and lifting the hips up towards the sky. Pausing here, option to roll one shoulder under the back body and then the other, interlacing the fingers. So pressing now into the hands, arms, shoulder, and feet to lift the thighs. Or if you'd rather make this restorative, because we're going to hold it for 6 breath cycles, you can take your block and place it under the sits bones, remembering that there's three heights. So this would be the flattest with the block, middle, high, right? And then whatever you're choosing, breathe. 6 deep breaths here. Eyes can soften or close as you begin to wind down your practice. Congratulating yourself for the amazing work you've done in this space. Inhale, bringing your awareness back to the body. If you were using the block, press into the feet, slide that out of the way. If the hands were clasped, you can unclasp them and untuck the shoulders. And then everyone on the exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly melting the hips down to the ground. Walk the feet to be the width edge of the mat. And windshield wiper the legs side to side, using an inhale to return to center and an exhale to drop the knees down to the other side of the body. Getting a bonus little glute massage here as you go side to side. Inhale to bring those knees back through to center. And then hug the knees in towards the chest here. Once again, gently rocking side to side. Option to give each knee a little kiss in the name of self-love, body love, and just because it's nice. The next time the knees come towards the left side of the body, let them fall all the way down to the ground. Making sure and prioritizing that both shoulders stay firmly rooted to the earth. If they don't, lift the knees up a little bit and tuck a block under them to support them so that they can still get that gift of connection. Opening up the arms side to side at shoulder height, and then use an exhale to turn the head in the opposite direction of the knees. Eyes can soften or close here. Coming back to the breath, back to those special gifts that you bring to the world. And use the wisdom of the twist, the wisdom of releasing what is no longer serving you. If there's anything that's blocking those unique gifts from manifesting and being seen and appreciated by others every day, you can release that now. Let it go, making space for more positivity, love, and light in your life. Inhale to bring the gaze to center, the knees back through to center, and this time letting the knees fall to the right, seeing if they need the support of a block. Arms stay out at shoulder height, and inhale, hands over the left shoulder. Breathing deep. And softening and surrendering, taking this as another opportunity to release. Inhale to bring gaze to center, knees to center. And taking this time to take any stretches that would feel good to you. 1 minute of just free movement, exploration. Could be a yoga pose. It could not be a yoga pose. Or if you'd prefer to go straight into Shavasana, then I welcome you to do that too. This is the opportunity to really, really listen to the body. How can you honor it in this moment by moving in a way that's in alignment with its wishes and needs? And then, whatever those movements are, allow them to take you towards your Shavasana. Taking the time to get ultra cozy here, to use any supports necessary. Blocks under the knees can be really lovely. If you experience any discomfort in the low back, you can bend the knees and bring the feet to be the width edge of the mat and allow the knees to fall in towards each other. And take this moment before complete melting into Shavasana to whisper your unique gifts, giving them a voice and living them into reality just a little bit more. Once you've done that, perhaps you're still going. If you are, that's awesome because that means you know so many unique gifts about yourself. Allow yourself to melt into Shavasana, this final resting pose that allows you to integrate the wisdom that you've connected to on the mat so that you can carry it out into the world. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking this opportunity to either stay as you are or roll onto the left side of the body, curled up in the fetal position. Body, mind, the whole body in this hour. And pausing here for one last breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then inhaling to gently press into the earth and make your way up towards a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall and closing our practice with 3 Oms. Big breath in through the nose to bring the hands to heart center. Last one. My wish for you on this day and every day that follows, peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste.